Hey collective, it is Satya, back with another message, back with another video, ciao. I hope you guys have been doing well. I am hoping that this full moon energy is really allowing you to dig deep, to access all of those hidden things that we need, not only to be accessed, but need to bring up, need to process, and need to work through. One of the big things about change, right? About healing, about becoming the person that we are meant to become and making our way to our North Node, it's really about shadow work. It's about doing the hard work. And it's hard, right? That's why it's called the hard work. But it is necessary. It is so necessary. And so I hope that you guys have, really been brave and able to dig deep and, use the power of the moon to really, heal and move forward. So I'm here today to do a full moon reading for all signs. Though this full moon is in Scorpio, it's a water moon, which will likely have a very strong impact on water signs and Scorpios in general. This reading is for everyone. And at the end of the reading, I'm going to be pulling oracle cards for my sweet, hot men out there, my gods and titans, as well as for my goddesses and sirens. So I have these two oracle decks, and because this is, again, a particularly difficult moon because of all of the emotions and the lunar eclipse, we'll pull some oracle cards that will give us a god, titan, goddess, or siren to guide us through this difficult journey. I've already shuffled and cleared the decks, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, we're going to be using the cards from the Moon Oracle deck as our theme. And the theme is digging deep, bringing up emotions, and doing that shadow work. So as we know that is our theme, let's go ahead and get started. What cards can be drawn to enlighten us as to where we need to do this work, why we need to do this work, and how we can do this work. I'm going to move these guys right over here so we can make some room. On the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Cups. So this is an energy of wish fulfillment. All the things that we love, all the things that we want, supreme happiness, big time blessings, joy, love, harmony, happiness, stability. And the cards that were drawn, we've got a lot of wand cards here. There was the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and 2 major arcana cards. So if we're looking at these, I am seeing new experiences, freedom, confidence, moving forward, progress in our journey, represented by the 3 of Wands. 4 of Wands, high spirit, celebration, teamwork, homecoming, reunions, prosperity, celebrations, parties. Ten of Wands, being done, completely over, we've met the final task. Also feeling overburdened, sometimes doing too much, taking on too much of a responsibility. Knight of Cups, a person who is very perceptive, someone who uses their ability to see below the surface, and their emotional intelligence, to respond deeply to love, knowing that they can wait, they can be patient until the time is right. The Hierophant, traditions, the power of traditions, the knowledge that comes with traditions, our morals, our values, sometimes being bound by tradition, or at times needing to break the binds of tradition. And the Moon, and I think this is perfect, right? This is a full moon reading. We are having a full moon lunar eclipse. So the moon is representative of deep emotion. There's a link to the spiritual world, to our intuition. This is emotions, hidden emotions. And so if we're combining these, off bat, I think this is really saying, right? We have moved, right? There's passion. The wands are very passionate, fiery, energetic sign. And the power of the full moon is very emotional, combined with Scorpio, the water sign that Scorpio is, and the lunar eclipse. That's a lot of energy, high energy, lots of emotional energy. And while Cups is typically the emotional suit, I think the swords, the beep bop boop wands. I think the wands pair well with this, because there's a lot of passion, a lot of fire, a lot of energy, a lot of movement, sometimes chaos. And again, I think this moon phase represents that. So I think, just speaking here, this is really talking about, right, forward movement and progress, being free or having the confidence to do something. The Four of Wands is, coming back to a happy time, returning home, feeling welcome, the universe bringing the things that you need to you. And the Ten of Wands really being a feeling of overburdened, oversaddled, doing too much, coming to the end, a completion. And so this could symbolize an energy of having done the work, right? Or moving through from the 3 to the 4, but jumping to the 10 here, right? I think placing it like this would work best, is moving through this time, moving through this emotional drawing out energy, right? Doing the work, having the energy needed to persevere and realize the goal of the shadow work. And as you go through this energy, as you experience these emotions, being supported by the universe, being supported by your spirit guides, your angels, your higher power, being supported by the divine in doing that, in achieving that goal, in moving through this moon phase. Though you feel overburdened, struggling, right? Though this is a lot of work, it's very hard work. You feel stressed out, tired, right? Just ready for it to be done. You are doing the work and you are supported in this work, in this emotional, clarifying, sort of cathartic work. Now over here with the Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Moon, I think this is sort of speaking, just kind of reiterating this message here. Knight of Cups, this is an energy of the Knight is momentum, it's movement, right? The page offers up an idea, a concept, or whatever the suit is. He offers up a symbol of that suit. The Knight moves that forward. He brings that into momentum, right? He starts the trajectory. And so I think this is talking about, this is the energy, right? Doing the work, feeling like the universe is supporting you, but, really having a difficult time, but being supported. And I think this Knight of Cups is speaking to the momentum that we're gaining, right? Especially if you've been on your sacred journey, if you've been doing the shadow work, this is speaking towards that progress, right? The fact that you are developing or have developed to a particular level, the skill set needed to address these issues, to respond to your emotions, as opposed to react to your emotions, right? To see below the surface, to look within yourself with a level of compassion, with a level of peace and love, to engage in that introspective, deep analyzation of your feelings, and deal with and manage what comes from that introspective. And I think coupled there with the Moon, it's speaking again to the fact that this is deep emotional work. This is hidden emotions coming to the surface, right? You are letting your intuition guide you to your path and purpose by doing the work, even though it's difficult, right? You are walking your path. You are walking your purpose. And the Hierophant here, I think, is speaking to, especially being a major arcana card, I think it's speaking to the fact that balancing, either balancing out the benefits of sticking to some of these emotions that we've had, right? Processing them in a traditional way, or as these emotional revelations come up, knowing that some of these emotions we're feeling, we can't just disregard, right? They do have some sort of meaningful purpose. They do bring some sort of important message that we do have to pay attention to, but also balancing on the other side, knowing that we may have these feelings that we need to get rid of, that we need to process, that we can't hold on to anymore, and being open to learn, right? Because the Hierophant is very much about learning traditions, learning what society has the expectations for, learning what works for us and what doesn't work, but being willing to learn either how to deal with these emotions or learning to let go of those emotions. And so I think, again, over here, this is an energy of doing the work, feeling overburdened, feeling like this is really a lot, but being supported by the universe in doing the work. doing this emotional work, maybe related to friends, family, tradition, because the stone card is very much an energy of family bonds, the ties that we have to family traditions. Speaking towards the Hierophant, Lilith is about being empowered, saying no where you have to say no, doing the hard work, looking to see what is best for me, and choosing to be empowered. Very much, the Knight of Cups combined with the Hierophant, doing the deep work, knowing that deep knowledge, that deep emotional knowledge, what does work for you, what doesn't work for you, and with the Hierophant making that choice to move forward with that energy or break from that energy. And this combined is leading you towards your Ten of Cups, towards what it is that you truly, deep down in your soul are desiring, and what you're deserving of as well. So let's get some tarot cards here and see if we can't gain some clarification on what that might mean. Come on, Poo-Poo, get up here. Come on. Or stay over there. Every time I start a video, every time I start anything, Poo-Poo comes over here trying to jump up underneath my clothes. See, there he is right there. You see him? He ain't doing nothing but being a little bugaboo. So let's see if we can't get some clarification on what this message is. Doing the work, being supported in doing the work, doing the hard work, but having the skills that we need to do it. There's that moon card. And knowing when to let go, when to not let go. All right, we've got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups comes right before the Knight of Cups here. And we've got the Moon in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. And we've got a 10 and a 10. So I think this is really speaking to, again, the fact that, we are feeling like done, right? This is so difficult, tired, maybe wanting this stage to be over, or maybe coming to the end of a particular stage. The Page of Cups is a messenger of creative opportunities, new possibilities, a happy, dreamy, sensitive, emotional beginning, right? This opportunity and option. The Moon in reverse is hidden fears that are being processed and now able to be released. Repressing your emotions. An energy of things becoming, not necessarily illuminated, because the moon itself talks about things being hidden, but the moon in reverse can be an energy of like misinterpretation, right? The thing that's under the light of the moon is still hidden, but not because there's no light shining on it, but because it's been misinterpreted. It's been confused, right? Also, this is a card of feeling insecure. The Ten of Wands, or the Ten of Swords in reverse, is an ending, right? It's still very much an ending, but not fully accepting that ending, or not necessarily at that ending just yet, or recovering from that ending. It's very much an in your head suit. So this could really be an energy of, running in your mind over and over and over and over and over and over again, analyzing something to death, right? And as opposed to moving forward and acting that ending out and moving away, you're just kind of recycling that in your mind to a point of exhaustion. While the Ace of Cups in reverse is an emotional block, a feeling of, again, like repressed emotions, a feeling of emptiness, right? There's that cup that, if this way, would be full to overflowing. But if a cup is upside down, you can't pour anything into it, right? The cup remains empty. And so if we're connecting this back to the theme of the full moon in Scorpio, and needing to dig deep, deal with these emotions and process them, I think this is speaking to, right, a feeling of emotional block. This feeling of, like, not just a feeling, but like the actual feeling, the emotions that come up within us as we process emotions. So that level of the biological feeling, right? That physical feeling when you're sad, you get tense neck muscles, right? You're crying, so your head hurts. Like that actual sensation of these emotions, and feeling those repressed emotions and feeling blocked as we're processing this, because it is difficult, because it is stressful, because we are at the Ten of Wands and we are also at the Ten of Swords in reverse. I think this speaks to, the difficulty of shadow work, which is what this energy is. It's very much shadow work. The moon, lunar eclipse, right? In Scorpio, which is a water sign. This is emotion heavy, coming up and bringing all of the trauma, all of the sadness, all of the tears, all of the pain. Also, all of the positive energies that we may have repressed, all of the confusion, and being very, very intense. I think this is speaking to, a natural progression of feeling something and then needing to kind of shut it down or block it off to process, and then opening those doors and feeling it again, and kind of that up and down chaotic movement through processing grief, trauma, hurt, pain, sadness. I think on this side, the moon in reverse is speaking to as we process these emotions, as we go through this cathartic process, being confused, right? Going through the ups and downs of processing trauma, processing sadness, processing pain, right? We want to let this stuff go. There are things that are really deep down inside that are repressed. There are things that maybe we did not address when it happened to us. And so now that it's coming back, we've misinterpreted those things. We're confused about those things. But with this Page of Cups, we are getting intuitive messages about what this means, when this happened, why these things happened, why we're able to process those emotions now. I think this speaks to things that may have happened long ago, right? The Page of Cups is a youth. He's a young person. So this might be that we are processing a deep-rooted pain that happened when we were young, right? And maybe because children don't, a lot of times when children go through traumatic experiences or deep pain and hurt, they don't understand the who, what, when, where, why, and how of it. They don't understand why their parents got a divorce. They don't understand why they maybe were, abused or neglected or whatever that trauma for us might be. Children don't have the intellect or the mental capacity to really understand that. That's why childhood trauma is so difficult to manage. But I think with this Page of Cups, while it may speak to injuries and sadness and trauma that happened as a young person, it's also speaking to a new intuitive, sensitive, creative opportunity to manage those feelings, right? As a youth, we may not have been able to understand exactly who, what, when, where, why, how, but now as an adult or as an older version of our young self, we are now, because the moon, right? These emotions that are coming up, we are now able to process this in a healthier, more productive way that is revealing to us, right? Revealing to us what those things meant, what those things were, why those things happened. And if we're tying this back to the Hierophant and the Stone Mansion, this is very much about family, traditions, things that happen to us within our community. The Four of Wands talks about community, a homecoming, people, places, things that make you feel like home. And Lilith, as the representation of Scorpio and water, she is a symbol of now feeling empowered, cutting loose, cutting ties that bind, saying no to subjugation, refusing to be oppressed. And so this, again, Lilith, the Stone Mansion, the Page of Cups, the moon upside down, I think this is really speaking about recognizing maybe family trauma, hurt, pain, being subjugated by your family, being oppressed by your family, especially as a young child, because the Knight is also a youngish energy, right? Young man, young woman energy, whereas the King and Queen are much more mature. And so we've got two kind of young energies here. So I think this is speaking to something that may have happened when we were younger, that we didn't understand, feeling oppressed. Maybe you weren't allowed to be yourself. You weren't allowed to feel certain feelings. You weren't, as the black sheep of the family sometimes, right? You're disempowered. Your parents, here we go. Parents will sometimes say, no, you can't, that's not the way to do it. Don't say that. You can't be that. You can't go there. You can't wear that, right? A level of control is imposed upon youth, and that can be difficult at times. So this next round of cards, we have self-limiting beliefs, an inner critic, feeling bound, but releasing those thoughts with the Eight of Swords. This is an energy of being bound, being tied, feeling stuck, but being able to move away and release those feelings. The Temperance angel is finding balance, finding harmony, finding peace, doing the work, right? Not just all of a sudden, boom, here's peace, right? But doing the work. The Temperance angel here is pouring the water back and forth between two cups, right? We're mixing and churning. We're weighing out how much water in this one, how much water in that one. Maybe there was different types of liquid in those cups, and the Temperance angel is mixing them back and forth to find the right balance, to find the right mixture in order to achieve harmony between the two different ingredients or chemicals or whatever, right, that are in those cups. The Temperance angel is an energy of, again, right, having options, having choice, finding balance, finding moderation. The Four of Swords here is an energy of needing to rest, feeling burnt out, needing to heal, a deep need to heal. In reverse, it is an inability to find that rest, an inability to relax, a block to the renewal, a block to the recuperation, stress, stagnation, burnout, complete exhaustion, as mimicked here by the Ten of Wands, as mimicked here by the Ten of Swords. And again, we've got another reverse Empress. So the Empress herself in the upright is abundant, nurturing. She's a symbol of fertility and creativity, of growth, of evolution, of action. And this is a symbol in reverse of a creative block, very similar to this card, the Ace of Cups in reverse, a block, a creative block, an inability to process those feelings, an inability to create, to move forward, indecisiveness, feeling overwhelmed, not being able to concentrate, right? Being caught in your mind, being stressed, not being able to rest. And so I think, again, this is speaking to the difficult time that we're having processing these emotions, processing how we feel about our family, why someone in our family or why someone in our circle would do that to us, would say that to us, would treat us that way. Not understanding, but moving through, doing the work, sometimes feeling overwhelmed, sometimes having to stop doing the work because it's too much. This can't get any worse. I don't want to do this anymore. Then you find a time of release. And once you release those emotions, right? Once you accept that those emotions and then cut those off, you're able to take a step forward and face the next challenge. And while it may be difficult, while it may be overwhelming, while you may feel completely overburdened and restricted, you continue to move forward, right? Even at the expense of feeling burnt out, feeling blocked, right? So there is an energy of difficulty processing this. And I would say alternating between, I think I can do this, I'm making progress. No, I'm not. This is too much. I have to stop. But that is exactly how processing grief goes, right? It's not a linear progression where you go from here to here to here and then you're done. It's all mixy-wixy. It's all, it's a messy process. But through this journey, through this difficulty, right? in the energy of Lilith, by not being afraid and standing your ground, you are doing the shadow work. And you are becoming much more in touch with your feelings. You are becoming much more emotionally intelligent. You are becoming much more skilled in your emotional intelligence and your ability to respond as opposed to react. You are letting your intuition guide you. You are opening yourself up to the messages from the divine. You are releasing fear. You are releasing these self-limiting beliefs. You are finding balance. You are using the knowledge of tradition to say, yes, this is what happened, it was wrong. Or yes, this is what happened, that was right, I reacted to it wrong. And by doing the difficult work and gaining the skill level here, right, balancing the negative with the positive, this is the experience, this is the wisdom, you are moving towards your 10 of Cups. And so I think this is really speaking heavily towards the fact that y'all are out here doing the work, you know? You guys are really out here doing the work. And it's not only, oh, am I just doing the work, but it is coming back to my benefit. It is benefiting you. You are doing exactly what needs to be done, learning the skills that need to be learned. So as we move out of Taurus, right, and we enter the next stage, right, we overcome this obstacle and move forward, that you've built this foundation solid on top of the foundation that you built in Aries. So congratulations, collective. I'm really proud of you. I am so proud of you. Good job. You know, don't ever be scared of facing your demons. You show those demons, what's up? All right, so let's get some oracle cards for our, you know, to support us through this journey. Okay, for the ladies, we've got Brigid, healing. This is, I think she is a Scottish or Irish goddess. And for our gentlemen, we will draw one as well. And I want to say shout out to the guys who are subscribers and watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Oh, Aries popped up face first. This was Mithras, but Aries popped up face first, so we're going to take him. So let's take a look, and we will read Aries, and I will put the messages that we have here in the description or the whatever comment section. So if you want to take a look at those and sort of reflect on those, then you definitely can. Okay. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R. All right, Aries. Aries is the god of war. His message is, there may be a battle ahead. Learn the rules of engagement. Though certainly not the only deity in the Greek pantheon who enjoys a good battle, Aries is the only one who represents pure, unadulterated bloodlust and force. The battlefield is a horrible place, and this is indeed Aries' energy. The war may seem like the pinnacle of manly strength and testing. Aries doesn't support all men in war. He supports whoever shows the kind of battle style he favors, which is a love of ferocious fighting over all else. So I think, you know, as we speak on Aries and the difficulty that we're having here, right? Lots of fire signs here, lots of swords. And this is really an energy of going forward, doing the work, even though it's difficult, even though it's terrible, even though it's hard, never giving up and destroying anything that stands in your way. And so I think for for my dudes, my men's in the collective, look into Aries, lean on that ferocity, that raw power of Aries. Destroy anything that stands in your way of healing. Do not allow yourself, right, to be threatened by these emotions. Do not be afraid of the hard work, the obstacles that stand in your way, because you are Aries. You have the strength. You may be up against a ferocious monster, a ferocious beast, but you are stronger. For our ladies, hey ladies, what's up? We have Brigid. And Brigid is here. Here we are, Brigid. Her theme is healing. Your time of healing is here. Past hurts will recede. Be inspired to create. This in itself is healing. It is your birthright to create. When the Irish goddess Brigid stepped forth on earth, a flame appeared above her head, roaring upward, connecting her to the heavenly place from which she sprang. This burning fire, full of primal creativity and healing, has been Brigid's gift to her followers. She is known by many names, including Bride and Briant. Much loved and actively worshipped, she is the patron goddess of creativity and healing. So, I think this actually, is speaking very much to what we talked about before, right? This feeling of temperance angel, this feeling of the Page of Cups, this feeling of the moon and the Knight of Cups, being sensitive, being able to feel, and in the spirit of Scorpio, being able to transmute that pain into healing. And not only, right, transmute that pain into healing, but also then shine a light to others so that other people can see that just because you may have been victimized, just because people have hurt you or done you wrong, doesn't mean that you need to be a victim, right? Aries has power and a fierce fighting to defend, right? Chop, chop, chop. While Brigid has the ability to take that energy in, transmute that, and push that back out as healing energy. Well, I think this was a wonderful reading. This is exactly what we need to continue doing as we work on ourselves, as we do the shadow work. So keep up the great work, collective. The energy of the full moon and the lunar eclipse will be with us for a few more days. So don't give up, don't give in, never give up, never surrender, and keep doing the work. Your future self is calling. Will you answer the call? I'm wishing you peace, love, and blessings, collective. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Bye-bye.